welcome to another late night edition, or should probably call it an early morning edition since it's 3 a.m. here. Coming to you live and direct from Oz. We're about to delve into what you've been asking me to do for a long time. I just haven't been able to do it because I haven't had a Manco. I do now. Let's get right into it and take a look. There he is there. Been running a few tests with him already. I still haven't made up my mind as to how effective he's going to be, or effective a whole he's going to be as a whole. It's going to take a lot of testing, a lot of PvP testing. I find that results in the arena fare differently to results in PvP environment. They could do with a couple of factors, and that could be talents that people are using when they're not in the arena that they do use in PvP and in IB. So I'd much rather base my results on PvP tests when the player is going to be using the talents that they're going to be using in IB, and just have I think a more balanced battle that way. Whereas in the arena, it can be varying in so many different ways. I haven't done any PvP tests yet. We'll get to that soon. I'm going to be concentrating specifically on countering Shadow. What I'm going to show you right now is tests in arena. I think you're going to be quite happy with how some of the results have fared. Let's go right in and have a look. This is defensively. This is against a very OP fire squad. Many of you know Arctic and know how capable his fire squad is and how precise his skills are and how well put together they are. So I'm not just going up against any opponent. I'm going up against someone that's a professional and someone that knows what they're doing. So you can take some, not just some, but you can take a lot away from this. So what we find, or what I found, is not just against fire, but against all the other squads. We'll have a look at the stats. And this is heavily reliant on Gilgamesh doing a lot of damage. I mean, upwards of 15 million plus, and this is a 50-second battle. Battles that have gone on for like a minute 30, he's reaching like 30 million. That's a crazy amount of damage. I'd like to see a more balanced attack. I find that balanced attacks where two immortals are dealing an equal amount of damage, excuse me, is much more balanced. Why, do you ask? Well, let's say you are in battle and the immortal that you're relying on to do all your damage, something does happen to that immortal and it gets taken out quickly, and then what are you left with? You're going to lose that battle. But if you have two immortals that are doing an equal amount of damage and are taking that responsibility and sharing it 50-50, you're going to find that you're going to win a lot more battles. So this right here kind of jumps out at me. I mean, I thought Manco should be taking a lot more of that responsibility. Maybe it's the skills that I have on him. They are a lot of RNG based, but I did do a lot of tests with the same skills in the arena, and they did not change and they did not fluctuate much. So it is all Gilgamesh at the moment doing the damage. Theo doing healing. Well, on paper, I thought she'd be doing a lot more healing. It's not really that impressive, I don't think. Perhaps that's going to change over time. I'm running a pretty good setup on her, I think. You should be getting the best out of her skills. So we can switch the page and have a look at just how effective his fire was. And Wu, I mean, before this battle report, we never realized just how Death Breath really worked. It's a crazy amount of attempts that it does. Look, 53 attempts in 50 seconds. That is a significant amount. So you got to utilize this skill and make sure it's used on the immortal that's best suited for it. I think it's one of the most important skills, so keep an eye on that for future reference. Don't have to worry about those battles. And this, what do you know? Why is this different and substantially different? It's like a flip version of the battle we just had a look at. What happened? Well, do I have to tell you, or can you figure it out? And this is something that I go back to a lot. I talk about it a lot. People might not take into it, but it does have an extremely how can I say, it does have a bearing on how the battles are played out. Just one skill can change the outcome of a battle, and it can be huge. The difference in the battle is like I'm just showing you here. You can go from what we had here, winning and having 20,000 troops survive, to losing and your opponent having 31,000 troops survive. But what happened? Let's go into the stats and let's have a look. Gilgamesh, it wasn't as effective. This lasted 33 seconds. What happened? Look at Wu. 25 million damage. That is insane. Why is she doing that so much damage? What procced her chase to do 4.6 million? That is a lot. We are talking about 25 million damage in 33 seconds. And chase is not RNG, lads. Right? When you're hitting it that much, that 30% chance is not going to result in 31,000 surviving to You winning by 20,000 troops. So what happened? Interestingly, this happened. I go back to this. The importance of malice is just paramount. I wish there was an equivalent to it to use on more than one squad, but there isn't. So you have to balance and think about which squad you want to have it on. Unfortunately, you can't have it on two. It would be great. But yeah, that's just one thing. Also, another thing that is really it really stands out in these reports to me is the number of seriously wounded and wounded compared to the other team or the other squads. Holy seems to have a very low amount of injured and seriously injured. I think that might have something to do with Theo healing. That's what I'm putting it on at the moment. We'll do some more tests and find out if that is the reason why. But I do think that's why. So what's that going to do and why is that important? Well, if you're getting rallied or you're in the tower and you're getting hit by multiple targets, if you have less troops that are seriously wounded and wounded, they're going to come back and be in the next wave. So you're going to have more troops in that second wave or that third wave taking on the battle. So you're going to have a better chance of defending against 2 or 3. So that's one of the major benefits of it. I think over time I'm going to tinker with this and try to get those numbers even lower while getting this death rate even higher. You'll see that it will get higher when the battles do go on for longer. You're probably more interested to see, well, not everyone, but a lot using Holy. I mean, Shadow squads are probably worried right now. I mean, you should be. I know a lot of them didn't go into buying Holy squads, and this could be a huge mistake, and I'll tell you why. A lot of them didn't go into buying Holy. I think initially, when IK dropped Shadow Squad, everybody had the same idea that we were going to get a full running epic Shadow Squad before, a long time before Holy Squad was even going to remotely look like coming out. But that didn't happen. We're still waiting on the 4th epic immortal that's going to complete the squad. And while we're waiting on that, what happened in between that time? They released Holy, Theo, and now Manco. So I think the Shadow is now kind of taking a back seat. And we can see that. I mean, right here, you can see this resulted in a draw. Again, the Shadow Squad that I'm going up against is a direct copy of the squad that I'm using as a Shadow Squad. So it is running to optimal perfection. Let's have a look at the statistics again. Gilgamesh doing a lot of that damage. This timed out a minute 30, and I think This is what you can hope for with the Holy Squad going up against the Shadow Squad. It's going to time out. So you're going to be defending your garrison. They're going to send their Shadow. You're not going to lose any prosperity. The battles are going to time out. It's going to result in a lot of deaths. I think that will deter people from sending the Shadow Squad if you're garrisoned with Holy, obviously. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be very interesting to see how the Shadow Squads adapt and change their skills to counter Holy. Dragon is level 40, but the skills are 866. So there's a lot that can be upgraded there. Can go here and have a look. Excuse me about that. Again, you can see just how how low the injury rate is. This is the Holy versus. This is a basic standard Earth setup. Let's have a look at the stats. And it did go for a minute 29. Again, I think against most squads, this is going to be what's going to happen. Theo doing 7.8 million healing, which is crazy. And again, Gilgamesh doing 26 million damage, if you don't mind. Look at the Golden Capital. The 48 attempts is that's crazy. That is very crazy. Let's have a look at our opponent. So this is more balanced, where it's between the damage is Alex and Cleo. There's 17 million between them two. And Zeno did 4.1 million healing, and that's compared to Theo's at 7.8 million healing. Manco did 6.5. 35 attempts at Sunflare. And Sunflare is the second part of his energy skill, which does go on till the end of battle. So the longer the battle does go on for, the more attempts that's going to have. I just got to figure out how to maximize that to get more damage out of it. We'll see if we can do that. Don't know why there's no healing on JC. There should be, because I think over here what I was running on him, no, you're right, that's right. That was another report that I was going into, because I did change it up later on over here, and I wanted to see him run like that. But again, we're not seeing that healing. It's okay, I'm thinking about something else there. Because Theo's healing, when you go into it, even though she does heal the other immortals, when you go into the stats, it's not going to show it her it's not going to show energy skill come up on other immortals healing. It's just going to show as her healing. So we don't really know how much of that 1.3 million is spread out on the other immortals. I think that's something I want to see being added into battle reports later on. It's gone for 20 minutes already. What else did I want to show you real quick? Again, against Arctic. I think I'll show you that one. We can have a look at different skills being used against Shadow. This went on for 1:15. This is what I'm kind of looking for. Just a more well-balanced damage output. Manco with 8, and Gilgamesh with 13, and JC with 5. Don't want to see Gilgamesh with 20 and the rest with like 1 and 2. We do have 7.7 million healing from Theo. That is quite substantial. And then when we go look at our opponent, that is a lot of damage by Miko. 4 attempts at control at 24 seconds. It's interesting. It's 14 million healing by Charles. Let's have a quick look at the replay, and then we can cut this. Keep your eye on Manco's skill. It is working perfectly, or it is properly, I should say. He uses it once, and that's it. There's not going to be regaining any more energy. Wow. Those golden crosses you see are from Gilgamesh. Like the animation, very cool. Even though Miko pulls him into that black hole, he's still very effective. It's kind of a relief. Because when an immortal is in that black hole, they cannot sustain any damage. They can't gain any energy, but they don't take on any damage. You can see it's been a completely one-sided battle. But Charles is such a strong immortal that it's taking time to kill him. The way I have that set up, he's a nuisance. And there you have it. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Alright, as always, I'm going to peace out here. Take care of yourself and take care of each other. Bye.